Right, hello one and all, and welcome to Singapore. We're here for Breakout Racing League's Tier 3. It's a very good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, for what should be a race that we will see what goes down, anything go down here at Singapore, so look forward to that. So I just make sure that the thingamabob is working. Won't even let me live stream. Yeah, there we go. We've 111 points, and there we go. And Ardell, come down. It's only qualifying. I know I meant to have a bit more energy, but it's only qualifying. It's only qualifying. Qualifying part of the stream that you're too crazy for. But is be a fascinating race. Singapore always is. I'll be interested to see how things all turn out here this morning. Tonight, God, I forget I'm on American stream sometimes. We have a dry qualifying for right now. Drivers will be sure to tell me if it's a wet one. If it's a wet race or not, but we will be sure to see if we see drivers come in on medium tyres. My co-commentator FinFan will be joining a little bit later on. He's running late as per usual. Should get a race commentary ban. He'll be joining us a little bit later on whenever he arrives. So FinFan will be here very soon as Echo, the first car out on track here at Singapore. And Ardell, if you can, please tell me what the weather is. I'm guessing it's dry because I haven't had like big bold letters on my screen saying, "Oh, it's heavy wet." Oh! Even though everybody's currently, there we go. Okay. Now we're seeing some medium tyres, so yeah, there we go. But it looks like it's going to be completely dry anyway because we see a few drivers on the mediums. And I'll talk about that with FinFan if Finn does arrive during qualifying. That I can tell you from experience from yesterday, medium tyres are not the tyres. Soft tyres are not the tyres you want to start on. I'm telling you this right now. Soft tyres are just, soft tyres are rough at the start. My goodness me. As I get told, Silkweaver has gone live on Twitch. Thank you, phone notifications. Here's the championship points currently here in Tier 3. If you think I've got a croaky voice, it's probably because I had a few shandies last night, but I'll get into the rhythm as the session goes on. 14-point lead for Silkweaver over Leclerc in the championship. Senna, who's not here again, is 16 points behind. Matt, who is 4th in the championship, 22 points behind, who won in Italy, as Echo begins his lap time here at Singapore. Then we got Poms, who's not here tonight. Poms is working. It's currently 8. Oh, and Echo's had a spin. I can tell you this right now, expect me to do that a lot in about 2 hours' time. We'll go on board with the Renault driver, Drix. Pom's not here tonight because he's working. Perfect's currently 8 AM, so he must have had to go to work very early. Poor fella. Dark Ice P6, Aiden Khan in P7. Is Aiden Khan here tonight? No, he's not. Heatwave in P8, Raf in P9, Roscoe P10, Satara in P11, Brackish in P12, Ardell P13, Radicus, Echo, Medalist, Stenner, who's won the quick guys in this tier, and he's only 17th in the championship. That just goes to show you how his season's been. Fitz, 18th, Toto, and then Driggs, who we're on board with right now, yet to score points. And Williams and McLaren, still a good battle on in the constructors, 33 points between those two, but we have both Williams drivers and one McLaren, so we'll see how that goes here tonight. And it's Ferrari, Mercedes, Racing Point, Red Bull, Renault, Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri, and Haas. So there you go, it's done and dusted, and we are all set to go and focus on this fantastic track. As Driggs gets into validated lap time, as many will probably do here tonight, it's very easy to hear at this circuit. Raf on a lap time. Is Raf fully going for it? Oh, holds onto it beautifully. Is he fully going for it? Yes, he is, because he does a 34.694. So he's starting on the softs, unless he's got tier 1 pace and thinks he can better that on mediums. You never know. Silkweaver, championship leader, now out on circuit. Let's see what he can do. Serious leader trying to see if he can extend his championship lead here tonight. As we've got Ardell coming up here right now. Lifts off actually, so Ardell may be thinking about a different strategy. So does Dark Ice. Dark Ice lifts off there. Many drivers lifting off here at the moment, waiting for their time, most likely to go out on a set of medium tyres a little bit later on. As Silkweaver now comes around to the end of his lap here in this one. Make sure to get your blood flow back from your nether regions. Okay. And Tykes Man says, let's go Renault. Well, Leclerc drags. I mean, Leclerc's just... I thought this is going to be a type of track as Silkweaver does a 34.668. I feel like Silkweaver could probably pick that on mediums. That's how good he is at the moment. Leclerc, I think this is the type of track that I think could suit Leclerc here tonight. I think Leclerc could be one to look out for in this race. As Drix now is out on circuit. Metal is out there on a set of mediums. And now Roscoe coming to the end of his lap here. But I think Roscoe is taking it a bit steady as she goes. And yeah. Has a bit of a moment there as he comes around. All these drivers pretty much just waiting for their moment to... Who's going to do their lap on mediums? That's pretty much all it's going to be. That's basically what they're all doing, just wait for their right time. The best lap here in T3 last season was a 34.1, but also a wet race in T4. Did I just say T3? In T3 was a 34.1 on softs because it was a wet race, so we don't have a comparison for medium times. But everyone out there on a set of mediums right now, Metal is, I think, it's just invalidated. I think he's just got this to the next lap. Oh dear. The worst thing you could possibly have is a this and next lap. Worst possible thing. As I'm just gonna make sure I am okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Right. Who's on a lap now? Trix now that's done his lap time here. And yeah, confirmation from Ardell, completely dry in this one, which makes me nervous for a race in 2 hours' time. It makes me nervous about a race tomorrow that I'll be doing with... They'll be lead commentating in tomorrow. Can't wait, even though I think it'll be a fascinating race. Watch all the teas this week. I think this week's going to be... If anyone saw... Well, actually, realistic, I don't think it was streamed because Fleet has had some issues. And I believe Formula 2 had some interesting racing as well. Oh, dear! I'm not going to give Drinks stick for that because I've done that many times in the past. Just turned in too early and the tyre went kaput. Wow. Well, that was a death. But as I was trying to say is that watch all the teas this week. Realistic was just insane yesterday. I just can't explain that race. I think all the teas this week will be a very tasty meatball with a sub in the middle. And don't forget to sub to the Twitch. And don't forget to sub to the YouTube channel as well, where all the YouTube races get put on live. YouTube races, the Twitch races, God. It's what happens when I lose my mind when I solo commentate at 10 AM in the morning after having a few beers the night before. Here's Matt in the McLaren. Matt now, one to watch. Matt on his best day is just superb. And Matt now, as Brackish is actually in, so that's going to help McLaren in the constructors that Brackish is racing. That will definitely help McLaren because that could be a real close fight at the end because both teams have good drivers as Matt comes in. Both teams have really good drivers, so that'll be fascinating to watch. As Ardell now, is this a full-on lap? I think it may be. So we'll watch Ardell here because Ardell will be one of the next ones to cross the line on a set of medium tyres. Tyke saying PC might have rain then. Well, yeah. Well, I'm getting nervous about Tier 4 in about 2 hours' time that I'm racing in. I'm nervous that T1's going to be fully wet. But I know T1 boys will make a show for me anyway. But I know these boys are going to make a show here tonight in Tier 3. It's always a show here in Tier 3. And a 36.019 from Ardell. I feel like Ardell would be disappointed in that. I feel like Ardell feels like he probably could have done a 35. As Echo does a 36.517 on the mediums. Who knows? So I could be wrong. Ardell could be very happy with that lap. As Medalers comes around the last corner now. Let's see where Medalers can go. He gets a 37.542. So he goes P5. But all this now, this track, it's all about what do you want to do? Do you think about tyres more, or do you think about your own race? Do you think about what position you want to be in? What do you think is where you want to be? And that's what you think about with Singapore. As I said before, softs aren't really that great of a starting tyre. I mean, they have a little early advantage, but then they just die off a cliff. But mediums is such a good tyre to be on in this race. You know, you just think, should I stay out on these mediums? Or do you worry about being in the mid-pack and then worry you get caught up in an incident and go, alright, I have to qualify on the softs? Those are the factors you bring at this circuit, and being such a long track, that's what you've got to have in your mind. So Raf is about to start a lap time here. FitFed's usually the one who can't do that, Raf. Oh dear. You can't do that, son. I hope he comes into the pits. Yeah, that's a no-no. Oh dear. Well, if anyone thinks, yeah, let's just move on. Let's go on board with a lap time here at Singapore. Turn 1, always an interesting one. Turn 1, Turn 2 and Turn 3. Tough parts of the circuit to get right. And then through 4. And then now, this is where the action could really heat up through this part of the track. Through 5 very nicely as the DRS is open. I feel like the best passing opportunity, in my opinion, is here at Turn 7. You get that DRS, get it done. But you could always go side by side. Through here at 8 and then coming through 9. Don't hit that wall, slight wall kick on the left there because your tyre will completely go off. As now Raf now comes through, coming up to Turn 10. Don't want to hit the wall on the left there because you'll do a Drax. Through 11. Tight part of the circuit to get right. And now through the Singapore Bridge, as I like to call it. I don't think it's technically called that, but I'll call it that. 13. Get the good exit. And now more DRS. Another passing opportunity maybe through here, coming up to Turn 14. But it can be a bit difficult. And especially when you come up to this part of the circuit, the last sector, where most of the action you're going to see is here tonight. We see drivers maybe get a little impatient, go for moves that they don't necessarily need to do. As I speak English fantastically there, as we now go through Turn 20, Turn 21. Invalidation so easily through that part of the circuit. As now through the last 2 corners comes Raf. Is it going to be to the top? It's not! He only improves by 0.03. He lost time in the last sector. And you see the gaps between first and second. So it looks like everybody, pretty much everybody, apart from that top two, well, Brackish is out there on a set of softs. Everybody's going to be out there on a set of mediums. As that's, oh, that's Raf. Okay, that's Raf. And now the question is do these guys who've done the laps on mediums, do they feel confident enough on this time? Do they feel like they have to go out on a set of softs? Possibly. That's what they're going to be thinking about right now. Everyone now making their way out on a set of mediums. Satara starts their lap. What can Satara do? Here the Ferrari, and oh, holds on to it as Raf is done. Raf wouldn't have made it back around in time anyway, so Raf comes in as Satara invalidates. But I thought I just saw floating tyres then, never mind. As Ardell retires, Ardell's happy with his medium lap time. So, really right now, well, Silk doesn't even need to come out. He really doesn't, unless Brackish beats him. Silk doesn't really need to come back out on circuit. He really doesn't. As we'll watch the end of Brackish's lap here. Oh, that's Alfa Romeo around that. Stenner. Oh dear. And all the Stenner fans out there will be loving to see that. Brackish is done. He may get out in time, but I don't think he will. So, Heatwave begins his lap time. It's going to be all about now the fastest times on mediums. So we're going to change to that so you get a good idea on who's good on mediums. What's going to be the best time here on mediums. Who's going to do their best run right here, right now. As Matt now starts his lap. .36.019 is the fastest time, and Purple's first sector by Matt here at the moment. Stenner now begins his lap. He did get damage, luckily for him. Echo's out on circuit now as out of the session, as I just say. Silk's gone back out on circuit, but I don't think he needs to, because I think he'll be on pole easily, whereas everyone else is pretty much on mediums. Roscoe has, I think, just retired on track, or he's come out at the wrong time, one or the other. Let's watch Matt here. 103.356. This is a pretty good lap here on mediums. Let's watch the end of this. What can Matt do on these medium tyres? Oscar started at the back in the Racing Point, which could be not a bad strategy to start at the back here at this circuit. As now Matt now comes around the last few corners. We'll keep an eye on Stenner as well, see what he can do, and Heatwave as well. Matt comes around the last corner now. It's a 35.4. Heatwave is invalidated, so he's lifted off. He's done. Stenner's invalidated. Where's Leclerc? He is Leclerc. What can Leclerc do? A great lap time by Matt, and the BP3 is superb for him. Leclerc now. What does he do? Can Leclerc get up near the front of the pack? Round the last corner now, Leclerc. Oh, this is a 35.0. Oh! 35.5 from Medalers. Somewhat Dark Ice goes up to P3 with 54.9. Gee. Silk. Fastest here in the middle sector, but it's not going to matter. You're on pole anyway. So the only one, the 34.9s, have been Dark Ice, or does Stenner and Radicus change that story? Here comes Radicus around the last corner. No, it's only a P7, but in the top 10. What does Stenner do? Well, Silkweaver's about to finish his lap time. He's going to go to pole. Does he improve it? He lifts off. He didn't really need to. Unless those set of soft tyres he did that lap previously was golden. Stenner now coming to the end of his run. What does Stenner do? Can Stenner get up into the party? What about Heatwave? No, Heatwave's done. A bunch of these drivers are still across the line, but they're not going to complete their lap times anyway. The only one that will complete is Stenner. Ooh. The upper gears glitch will absolutely love in this game. Stenner's not even really on it, so he's down in P12. And that is qualifying. Championship leader Silk Weaver on the pole here at Singapore. Gets it done. And to the best of the medium runners, the medium pole runner goes to Dark Ice with a 34.959. Leclerc not far behind. So it's going to be a showdown here of strategy, everything in between. It's going to be fascinating to see what goes down this one as Dark Ice will be happy with that one as we wait for Heatwave to retire. Silk OP, well, I don't know about that, Chunky. I don't know about that. He's gonna have to think of what strategy he needs to do because softs are going to be tough. I think he made a wrong choice. I think he may have made a wrong choice being championship leader and being gold qualified on softs. But we'll wait and see. I could be proven wrong with that one. Silk on pole from Raf, Dark Ice, Leclerc, Matt, Medalers, Radicus, Ardell, Echo. AlphaTauri's doing very well, qualified in the top 10. Satara, Heatwave, Stenner, Brackish, Drix, and VSR Roscoe rounds out the grid. It'll be interesting to see how it goes on soft tyres. Very interesting to see how the go for Silk this one. It will be really interesting to see how it all plays out for him. As we have a completely dry race, ladies and gentlemen. A dry race here at Singapore. Strap yourself in because it will be a cracker of a race here in Singapore. I'm trying to hype it up, really hype it up here. But as my co-commentator is still not here yet, hopefully he'll be here soon. So, chat, give me your thoughts on who you think is going to win the race. I think it's going to be a very close one up the front. I think Dark Ice, Leclerc's going to be close in the battle. It'll be interesting to see where Silk and Raf play into this race, where their strategy is going to be, where are they going to play into this at the end? What is safety cars going to play in this? It'll be very interesting to see how it all plays out. As here's the tyres for you all. 3 drivers on the soft tyres. That means Silk, Raf, and Medalers. The rest, literally the rest on mediums, except for one. Brackish on the hard tyres. I think, in my opinion, you don't want to start on the hards here. I feel like this is a track where safety cars are so high, starting the hard tyres are going to hurt you. See the strategies here at this circuit. I don't know why you do medium, soft, medium. I don't know why you do that strategy. I don't know why. You'd be doing medium, medium, soft. The strategies here tonight will be Silk and Raf will be on the 2. As my co-comments just joined me, I will send him a game invite real quickly. There we go. As I do this, hopefully got that inv. Did you get that inv? Okay. Right.
Hello, everybody.
But here, this circuit is, of course, the strategy. Always an interesting one here at this circuit. And I think you're going to see guys like Silk and Raf being on the one stop.
Has the
Sorry,
race
the
started?
two stop, excuse me. It's about to.
Oh, surprised it hasn't.
On the formation lap.
Oh, I need to hurry up. Why qualifying take so long, or was there a lobby restart?
Let's just say the host forgot he was appearing offline. So there you go. But folks, we're about to get underway.
They lining up on the grid
at the moment. They're about to line up on the grid. Silk Weaver on pole, Raf in second, Dark Ice in third, Leclerc in fourth, Matt in fifth. So third, fourth, fifth on the mediums.
Dry
First
race,
and
I
second on the sauce.
All the way?
Completely dry race.
Thank
Here
the
at
Lord.
Singapore. As our co-comment just joined in time. Roscoe about to line up at the back of the grid. 15 drivers, Singapore, 31 laps. What is going to go down here in this one? 31 laps for the drivers as we're about to get underway here in Singapore as we're racing. Looks like it's a great jump for Raf. Sorry, excuse me, great jump for Silk. He gets a good jump over Raf. Raf absolutely nowhere, but did get a good run into turn 1 and 2, but holds on to it very nicely. Silk leads at the moment over Raf. Dark Eyes, Matt, and everyone behind steady as she goes for the moment, but looks like Satara has had an incident behind, but pretty steady as she goes at the moment. Everyone pretty steady and calm at the moment. But here comes Heatwave looking for the move here on Radicus up ahead. Oh, don't want to hit the back of Metalers. And Radicus will hold it on for the time being as everyone in the back all filing behind each other as Drigsdale goes for the move here on centre and he's around. Oh dear. Oh dear. And Drigsdale goes to the back and moves being had as Leclerc and Dark Ice going side by side. And Matt has gotten the... Oh, and Ardell comes
Ardell's
out
just
of
put him
nowhere!
in the wall. That was very naughty from Ardell. It's the first lap of the race. First lap. Oh, Leclerc at the back of Meddlers. Meddlers somehow saves it. But
it's chaos.
It's the first lap. I know track position's really important here around Singapore, but it's the first lap of the longest race of the season, and you're doing this. I don't see it. I just don't see the point.
I think Leclerc was just out of frustration of what happened, but I see your point. But everyone else behind, 2 or 3 drivers just got caught up all in that as Dark Eyes gets a penalty already.
I don't see how Silk or Wrath can actually go. They can do the one stop, but these soft tires are going to be...
soft to hards here, God.
You can.
Yeah,
I mean, you can, but I don't know if you
depends.
remember real life in 2019 where the front runners had to drive so slow in order to make it work. If you start on softs, I'd still prefer the 2-stop. It's just easier, but the 1-stop dominates here. So Matt, once again, in a great position this week. As of right now, safety car's pending.
As Radicus almost spins it in the pit lane, he was the one who got caught up in that incident with Leclerc and everyone else. About 2 or 3 drivers got involved in that. But yeah, the thing is that these two, if you want to do one stop here, God, your brain just has to be ready for it. I think that's pretty much what it is if you start on those sauce. But the advantage at the moment is that Matt is getting under pressure here by Dark Ice at the moment. Dark Ice is closing in here on Matt.
But as you said earlier, he's already got a penalty. Yikes, that's very early for a penalty. Does Matt have damage? No.
Roscoe gets the move here on Brackish. Leclerc, surprising to me, is that incident he had, he only got probably a little bit light damage, and he's fine. So he got lucky.
He might have
in
hit
that
the wall slow enough to where he was fine. Did he set the fastest lap of the race there?
No, Silk did. Silk just did the fastest lap of the race. So the soft runner's doing okay at the moment, but
Leclerc
very
has the
soon.
fastest lap of the race. It's just
Well, there you go.
didn't pop up for some reason. A half a second quicker than Silk too, so he's flying on those medium tires. Almost a second quicker than Ardell ahead.
And quicker than Matt and Dark Ice.
So he might be a little mad at Ardell for doing that to him, and I wonder if he'll repay the favor.
Well, there's a lot of repay favours yesterday, but we could see more repay favours here in this one. As Sataris come into the lane as well, so you're going to see a lot of wing changes as well here tonight. Dark Eye's still right on the back here of Matt, but just can't get a move done, and someone's around? Oh, it's Stenner.
Mm.
Oh dear.
Unfortunate. Ardell gets in the DRS of Dark Ice, which he's still 8 tenths off, then I don't think. Leclerc might get a little frustrated for getting past.
Leclerc's just got to be patient here at the moment. Leclerc knows he's got good pace. He's
Matt,
got to be patient. A long
struggling
race.
on those mediums. Dark Ice. Oh, Dark Ice, a little snap. Drops off the back just a bit.
Dark Eye's very quick in this circuit as he's trying to see what he can do here. The top two still out on circuit. 0.7 between Silk and Raf in this one at the moment. But Dark Eye's closed it right up here on Matt for third.
Could see 2 consecutive overtakes. Dark Ice on Matt and maybe Leclerc on Ardell here. Let's see.
You can see as well Heatwave catching up to that pack as well. So Heatwave not far from them as well.
I think Leclerc
Dark Eye's
might
not
go for
close in
this.
on that. No, not close enough.
But I know it's hard because I know you want to make the move as soon as possible. But if I'm this close to Ardell, every single DRS zone, oh, Ardell got loose, and here comes Leclerc up the inside.
Oh dear, this could get ugly between these two.
Oh
no.
Ardell's just put him in the wall. He's not giving him any space whatsoever.
And that's going to be, that's an end plate gone for Leclerc. And boy oh boy, that's going to build even more frustration.
That's 2 incidents with Ardell, with Leclerc.
Meanwhile at the front, it's 0.2 now between Silk and Raf. But I don't think Raf's going to be too antsy to go for a move here on Silk at the moment. I think he just wants to be patiently. As Adele's now on 9 seconds in this race. And Heatwave now will try to see if he can get past Ardell here.
I would be so frustrated if I were Leclerc right now. Like, immensely frustrated.
For Leclerc right now, it's not game over. It's not game over. I think he should.
He might have to
Leclerc right now.
Stop.
I'd go on that.
We'll see.
Oh,
He's going on hards.
Yeah, I think hard's a smart strategy. Go on the hard tyres.
Run as long as
Run your own
possible. Hope
race.
for a safety car.
Safety car, yeah. Hope for a safety car. And if save this safety car around 17-18, you go on a set of mediums if he has an extra set left, which he should.
And, well, these
So,
softs are starting to fall off. Matt is now on the back of Raph.
Meanwhile, Ardell and Heatwave going side by side. And Heatwave gets it done around the outside, but it's Ardell trying to hold on to it.
Good move from Heatwave.
You've got to be ultra committed here at this circuit, as there's just yellow sectors galore here at this circuit. Raf is struggling on these softs badly, as you said. Oh, he's around. No,
he saved it. It's just horrible traction. No traction whatsoever. Those tires are bubblegum at this point. Only on the 5th lap, too.
I can tell you this right now from experience here at this circuit. When the tyres are dead at this track, they're dead. Literally dead. So Raf,
unless you're Lewis Hamilton, apparently. We all know that story.
As he gets a time penalty, Raf will be just glorying to get into the pit lane right now. As the race at the moment is Matt and Dark Ice here, I think.
Yes, Silk is in.
Yeah, Silk's in.
2 stop, I'm almost sure of it, medium to medium.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The game says he should be on the hard tyres, but who knows? We'll wait and see what Silk does here. Hards!
Interesting.
Ooh! Interesting. As Raf now goes, he's going the 2-stop. He goes on the mediums. And I don't expect a type of Vietnam or any other circuits this season where we get shocked by a tyre strategy, because there's no way he's going to do a softer medium. No way! As Dark Ice closing in here on Matt again, but Dark Ice I think is just playing his own game, waiting for the moment to get this job done here on Matt. As meanwhile we'll go look behind here. Raf? Has he... Did Raf had a 5-second or something? I don't think he did. Something, because he's 8 seconds behind Silk.
Wing damage? Question mark?
Maybe.
Is that why he was so
yes.
far off? Did it? I wonder if he had a battle with Silk that we missed and he got wing damaged.
Okay. Well, that explains it then, because he's 7 seconds off Silk now. Well, that makes sense.
Well, I genuinely expect Wrath within probably a few laps, 5 to 8 laps, to actually be on the back of Silk anyway, because just the compounds.
As now we're watching here, Medalist and Radicus here for P11. These two going out here. Radicus on the hard tyres, going to go long and hope for a safety car, which could very well happen since we don't have no one retired as of yet, as Ardell is now in.
Interesting for mediums this early. Onto a set of hard. Oh, he's got damage. He's got damage.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Meanwhile, Dark Eyes looking for the midfielder Matt for the lead, and he should get this done. He does.
With a lot of battery to spare.
Yep, doing it very nicely done there. So Dark Eyes now moves up into the lead, and we'll see if he can push out in front. And had a little moment there, but holds on to it very nicely as Leclerc and Ardell are near each other again.
Interesting.
Let's hope.
Except there's a difference this time. Leclerc is ahead.
True. Meanwhile, Medalist looks for the midfield Radicus. Medalist on the centre medium tyres, and Medalist not there at the moment. And all he does, gets it done. Gets it done on Radicus, and Radicus stays behind in P12 in this Grand Prix.
Well, I knew I had to join just in time to, so you actually had someone to talk to for 31 laps of this track.
Oh dear, I'm kind of nervous about tomorrow, but I'm hoping tomorrow will be okay.
You think you're nervous? Okay.
I'm just expecting to get a message from someone that says heavy rain the entire race. Oh dear, who knows? Being sure to join us for tomorrow. But 1.1 now Dark Ice has over Matt, so it shows you the pace that Dark Ice has over Matt in this one. And the Red Bull just pulling away in this race. Heatwave about 2.7 behind. Roscoe doing quite nicely after staying in last position. So it'll be very interesting to see how it all plays out. Medalist does the fastest lap of the race. 40.0. Medalist doing pretty nicely as Adele runs it very wide there, and he's 2.2 seconds behind Leclerc. And Leclerc will be happy to see that.
Definitely.
He'll definitely be happy to see that. As Medalist now closing right up here on Ardell, so we'll keep an eye on this because Medalist looks like he definitely has the pace here on these medium tyres. And I want to point out here, your point is proven. 3 seconds now, Raf is behind Silk.
Yep. Like I said, just a few laps. There's so many corners on this track that you gain and traction zones especially, that you gain so much time. But
Ardell struggles.
The thing about this Wrath catching Silk is how long will it take for him to overtake him? Because That is the major question mark in the two-stop strategy. Can you make it work even with traffic? And for the most part, Wrath, if he gets by Silk, doesn't have much traffic.
Looks like Adele is struggling for 11 and 12, and that's just allowed medalists to come through as Adele gets another time penalty. Meanwhile, P3 at the moment, Roscoe and Heatwave, and there you go, 38.7 from Raf, fastest lap by him. And, excuse this folks, this is just a comparison for you. Silk's last lap was a 41.2. So he's 2 seconds quicker than him.
Ooh,
Meanwhile, Adele has
That's an L.
crashed into the pit wall. Oh dear.
That is a major L. Unfortunate. Let's call it that.
Yeah. As we see, keep an eye on this here at the moment. Adele retires in the pit lane. And that just explains how his night has ended here in Singapore. So, there you go. Oh, Raf came so close to the back of Silk there. He just missed him by inches. And here comes Raf through on Silk. There's contact between the two. Silk has to go off. Sorry, Raf goes off slightly to the right. Over the curve, gets it done, but my goodness me, it could have ended badly between the two of them. I think Raf has just hit the wall behind as Matt is in.
I feel like that's a little early, but a little bit of an undercut, maybe.
The question is, my question is now Roscoe looks for the move here on Heatwave. Oh, close between the two. A little more touch and grab between the two as Roscoe goes deep. And Heatwave says, thank you very much. It's a little tit for tat here at the moment, but nothing too crazy between these two at the moment. And as Echo gets a time penalty behind, and they're going at it like Hammer and Tom between these two in this Grand Prix. And it'll be a matter of time. Wait, no, Ross, hold on to it. Oh, my God.
That was close.
Close is not the word for it, my God. But, where's Matt at the moment? Matt is 5 seconds behind Silk. Raf now is on a march here, but he's got Brackish to deal with here at the moment. With Brackish is on a set of hard tyres. He started on hard tyres. Oh no, he's in the wall!
Oh no.
Oh my God, he's in the wall. Raf in the wall. Oh no, he's around again. He's hit the wall. Oh dear, that's a shame for the Mercedes driver. Oh dear, oh me. As Raf, hold on to it, son. That's an F.
F.
Yep. Oh dear, Raf could probably still come in anyway, put a set of hard tyres on and hope for a late race safety car maybe. And that's probably his only chance. See how he goes. This Roscoe's closing again right here on Heatwave as Raf
I think he might have
see what he does. Roscoe looks for around the outside. I did this yesterday to catch her and it worked, but it doesn't work to Roscoe here
Did it
on
to catch
Heatwave.
her? What?
As Raf and
Need to hear the story on that one.
And that's a shame for Raf. Could just be building frustration, but to be honest, I think compared to, let's say, next week in Japan, Singapore's a little bit different. If you get more frustrated with Singapore, you just want to leave and you'd rather go home and do something else, which I don't blame drivers like Raf and Ardell doing.
Suzuka's a lot more, let's say, flowing compared to this track.
Whereas Singapore, if you get damage early, let's say if you're in a rhythm like Raf was and you just nowhere, I understand why Raf just wants to retire the pits. I understand. We're not even halfway yet. I completely understand his thoughts. Someone like me who has to keep going around for my championship would not want to retire the pits. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that in about an hour's time. As Roscoe now, oh, heat wave in, dark ice in. Dark ice hards, heat wave. I
Definitely hards.
suspect hards, yeah.
Has to be.
Because if you were going the 2, you would have pitted already. As
Oh, and he has a wing change. That's why he was slow. No visible damage, but he definitely had damage.
and here at this circuit, you want to get that change, to be
Definitely.
honest.
That's probably
So-
why he dropped so far off of dark ice.
So unfortunately, with Rat's mistake, that's
I wonder
hurt
if
us from
Leclerc
an
could go to
alternate
the end on
strategy.
those tires. If he can, he's my driver the day after the incident
Well-
he had earlier.
Well, to be honest, I think he kind of has to.
He's gonna try. But the thing I'm seeing is that his tires are only 1 lap older than Silk's. So,
Yeah. Dark Ice is going to be right on Silk at some point in this race, I feel like. I feel like Dark Ice is going to be there. So will Matt. Matt is only under a second of Dark Ice here, so it's still game on between these two at the moment, and Silk has got track.
pretty sure,
Bitch.
I'm almost sure of it. 110% positive Roscoe will get by Heatwave once he pits because Heatwave had to change his wing. And
Yep.
Roscoe almost buried it in the wall as I said that. And then he got a
Austin
massive
has had a
snap
moment
of oversteer.
behind. Has had a moment behind, and Drax, I think, has hit the wall coming out of the pits. That's not what you want. As Roscoe comes in, this is an important battle here. Even though Brackish has a pit,
It's holding up
Williams and
people.
McLaren are 1 and 2 in the championship right now. Williams first and McLaren second. So this is actually an important fight in the constructors. Probably one of the closest fights in BRL constructors right now.
It's helping
which
his
I could be proven wrong
teammate.
with that.
Oh, so
While he had a look, Roscoe's in on the hard tyres. And yeah, this is helping Dark Ice to close right in here. Same with Matt. Oh, Silk's got to be patient here because Dark Ice will be looking for it behind. But here comes Silk, looking for the move here on Brackish. Can he get it done? He can.
Oh,
And
he's left the door
Brackish
open for dark ice.
and his teammate. And now it's game on between Silk and Dark Ice in this race. Ooh. We're not halfway yet. So
I
strap
can't believe
yourself
how
in.
well, I mean, I can believe by his early race pace, Leclerc has recovered so well right now.
Yeah. Leclerc's been on really good pace, and if Leclerc could just maybe close up into this pack, he could get Dark Ice, because Dark Ice, don't forget, has the time penalty that could play a factor later in this race. As behind Stetter, yeah, he's done. So, free retirements in the pit lane.
Well, lucky for us, we still have the top 7 all within 7 seconds of each other. So at least we got that going for us tonight.
And the hello everybody. For some moment. Okay, I just right, let's just ignore what just happened there on my end of the screen.
Leclerc probably gonna get a move on Brackish right now. Ooh, Brackish is gonna defend with the overtake. Let the top 3 through. Not gonna be so nice to Leclerc, I guess.
Well, trying to help his teammate as well, possibly in all this, as now
Leclerc's gonna have to
Still-
send it somewhere without a DRS zone. Well, last time he tried that, he got put in a wall, but I think Brackish might give just a little more space.
and Medalist is coming up behind, not too shabby on those medium tyres as well. And they may have to deal with a soft tyre runner who's a lap down, that being Driggs. as we keep an eye out here on what Leclerc can do here in this one, with Brackish and Medalist behind as that Renault goes by. One of the most frustrating things in league racing, but thank goodness the cars just ghost as Leclerc's teammate goes through. I hate it too. Most frustrating thing in the world. I hate it. But they can do it. It's Brackish in the wall. Leclerc
then he brake checked him. He brake checked him after he hit him.
It's a safety car.
Wait, did Medalist he retired on track? No, there's no safety car. Oh, it's not. Yes, it is. It's not popping up on my screen. Great game.
Okay, well, something just happened in the lobby. Now that changes everything. Leclerc's in. Luckily for
his
they got
teammates
the
in
safety. That's gonna hurt him.
That's so stupid. It didn't hurt him too much.
The top four have got
Does
the
Leclerc
safety car.
somehow not have wing damage?
No, I think that was just. I don't know.
From what I saw, I was looking at Leclerc's POV. Brackish seemed to run really deep into that corner, and Leclerc was just superior. He barely tapped the back of him, but Brackish was just already out of shit. I don't know what happened to Medlers.
I'm guessing it's just a Constantine effect behind. That's just my guess with that. So what are the top four going to do here now? Because Leclerc's on mediums, they got
that's a long way to go for mediums, but the track's rubber thin.
I'll tell you this right now. Yesterday, lap 15, a safety car came out and I went on mediums. They did die right at the end, really badly, but you can't do it.
But they're so much better than hards. So much better.
Because right now, Silk gets caught by the safety. This top four getting caught by the safety car has just made Leclerc make this race very interesting. Because now, what will these four do?
They're going to have to pit. Leclerc's going to take the lead of this race.
And Heatwave, Brackish, Echo, Radicus, they're all on mediums behind.
It'll be interesting where, the safety car's just so slow through this section.
So this will be interesting. Leclerc getting involved in an incident. Safety car comes out and may have just want him. Well, not going to say won him this race, but got him into a fight for the win in this race.
Well, we've seen his pace. And I think
Silk's in.
I think he
Dark
needs
Eyes
to...
in. Oh, Matt stays out. Roscoe stays out. Whoa, boy. As Dark Ice in on mediums, Silk will come in on mediums. They had to do it.
Well, as you see, we've had 15 drivers start this race, and we have 11 drivers left. Barely at the halfway point. We are past it now. But, we're just about at it. We just started lap 16, so... yeah, we're past it now, but, one thing I always thought about and why I never retire, and I bring it up every week, the never give up mentality. Even if you're a Drix right now, you're a lap down. If someone else retires, though, anyone in the top 10, you're in the points then. So you're scoring points no matter what, even a lap down if someone else retires. And if that means just sucking it up for another 15 laps of this race, then I guess that's what it means. Roscoe almost buried it into the inside barrier there.
But I'll give it to the three that retired the pits. I understand, but I see your point as well. To Singapore,
Singapore is one of those tracks where, when there's drivers who are constantly fighting each other, like Leclerc and Ardell, you could clearly see which one is quicker. Frustration starts to build, and maybe one goes up the inside that really shouldn't be going up the inside. I don't know if you remember Perez and Sorokin here in 2018. Perez finally got by him and just let out his frustration by swerving on Sorokin and giving them both damage in the end. It's one of those tracks where there's a high risk for incidents because of the frustration built up in being stuck behind a slower car. It's the same for Monaco.
Sailing Khan says, chat, hectic. Yeah, I do agree. Very hectic. A safety car in this lap. And yeah, Singapore, Monaco, it's like similar mentality to it. And folks, strap yourself in because now it's going to be all about Matt and Roscoe. Really, Matt and Roscoe staying out, maybe hoping for those mediums to die at the end for these guys. But it's going to be rough to see how
I want to
it all goes
see
out.
how
But
Leclerc makes progress through these two hard runners, because if he gets by him and he pulls a gap, it's going to be hard to catch him, in my opinion.
oh, someone, Drax, I'll just let everyone through. Okay, never mind. Let's just ignore me getting too excited. As Leclerc don't get close here, but as I said, it's going to be all about, I think, the two hard runners are just staying out, maybe hoping those mediums die at the end really bad for these guys behind. That's probably what they're hoping for. As Leclerc gets close to Roscoe. Leclerc's got to be patient here because Leclerc,
He's had
once he
3
gets...
incidents and he's in a podium position. 3 different points of contact this race.
My God, we're going to have a lot of talked about with him if he gets on the podium. Wow.
I mean, the reason
As
he's up
Heatwave-
here is because he's got insane pace from what I've seen.
Oh, Heatwave in this as well, and so is Brackish. Echo doing quite nicely, but look at Silk and Dark Ice way back of the pack. That's what the safety car coming at the wrong time for them has hurt them. As Leclerc now waiting for his time to pounce on Roscoe.
I think that's what makes qualifying so exciting. Like, I think you have to agree, the 2 most exciting qualifying sessions in F1 for the season are Monaco and Singapore. Because it just dictates so much what the race will look like.
Look, here's the thing. I love Monaco. I know a lot of people hate the Monaco Grand Prix.
I love Monaco.
I love it. I think it's not the best racing track in the world, but it's always delivers something.
Tricks.
As Tricks
Well, if you finish the race, you score points.
Oh, Echo's drifted back slightly here, and Echo now goes back into P8. But I was trying to say we're here on our pod. I'll finish my statement a little bit here because I think Leclerc could close up here on Roscoe, but Roscoe's closing up here on Matt, and it's just not enough. This could what hurt Leclerc here with Roscoe looking quite nice on pace here at the moment, as Silk now gets through on his teammate behind, and Echo sitting there as well. Dark Ice just a little bit further back here at the moment. So all the play out for here at the moment in this one, and Heatwave there as well. But I was trying to say is with Monaco, yeah, I love Monaco. Yeah, it's like those special tracks everywhere, you know.
Oh, Leclerc.
Leclerc gets close to Roscoe. ERS tries to look not enough.
The one
But yeah,
thing
Monaco's
I
one-
love
Yeah, go
about
on,
Monaco,
sorry.
I really hope McLaren have sparked something. I know you're Australian, so you don't know too much about NASCAR, but they have this throwback weekend every year at Darlington Raceway.
I do know that. I do know that.
Where they do throwback liveries, and I mean, even this year they had a Blue Stripe Goodyear tire, which was very, very old school. I really hope McLaren have sparked something with their Gulf Air livery this year. That is such a historic throwback livery, and one livery we haven't seen in F1 in forever. And I really hope that they make Monaco something like that in the future, where it's just a throwback weekend.
Roscoe has a moment as Silk Weaver gets around the outside of Brackish. Silk's got a time penalty. I don't know when that's happened. As we'll go back into our podcast in a second because this is going to get very interesting here at the moment. Leclerc's just not there on Roscoe. He just can't.
He's not even taking the full on apex. He's in the middle of the track every corner.
I think we'll go back to our podcast very soon because I think things will ease here soon because I feel like there's going to be something happen here very soon. Something's about to go down. I just feel a storm brewing. Matt struggling a little bit, and Roscoe trying to see if he can get close to him. Could the storm be brewing at the front? Could it be in the mid-pack? Who knows? And Silkweaver's right there at the moment. Here's the penalties for you all. I think we can determine that for you now. Roscoe's got 6 seconds worth of penalties. 3 seconds for Silk, Radicus, and Dark Ice. So the podium sitters at the moment is not really settled at the moment. We'll just have to wait and see as the race progresses in this one.
The one thing I'm seeing on Leclerc's car compared to others, he has so much
brackish
grip
in the
on
wall.
turn.
Brackish in the
F.
wall. Oh,
F. F. Anyone in the pits? Anyone, any takers?
For now. I don't think.
Well, brackish, obviously.
Brackish, yeah. Yeah, I don't see anyone pitting under this VSC. I just don't see it.
Well, does anyone see?
Who's going to be impatient and speed? It's could very well happen. I'll have to wait and see as VSC is done.
Ooh, Leclerc doesn't have DRS for some reason. That almost got interesting.
Well, he was 1.1 around that point, and then he caught back up. So, yeah, it was around 1.1, which kind of hurt him a little bit, but he still needs to anyway. So, as the laps continue on here, what is going to go down? How long can Matt and Roscoe hold on to Leclerc, Heatwave, and Silkweaver behind? Oh, it's a massive battle pack here.
I mean, everyone all the way down to 8th is in DRS.
I was going to say it's a massive battle pack here at Monaco, but then I realised we're not at Monaco.
It's a conga line right now.
Yes. Basically, it is. That's basically what it is. It's going to be all about who can make the moves stick. Who can get it done? Who can get the run? Oh God. Oh God. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the race that's coming up in about 50 minutes time.
Well, my co-commentator is racing in this race, so maybe I'll have some.
Look at this now, Leclerc DRS on Roscoe, just not enough. Not close enough, and Roscoe thought about it. Oh, Matt! Wow! Oh, Leclerc! Oh, someone! It's Radicus. Oh, this concept! No. What's going on behind? What has happened here? Echo, Dark Eyes, Radicus.
I think Leclerc's gonna make a move, maybe. Or is Roscoe gonna make a move? Switch back to Leclerc? Nah, it's just... He's getting desperate. I can see it. I can see it.
Leclerc's problem right now is Roscoe's trying to get past Matt as well. So it's like...
Roscoe's got DRS, so he easily can defend. As long as he uses his battery.
That's the problem for Leclerc right now. Oh my goodness me. But yeah, don't know what's happened there behind. It was Radicus, Echo, Dark Eyes involved in that. Radicus went wide at one point, so yeah, Constantine effect behind between those three. As now it's just heating up here at the front. The story of who's going to be able to get the right move when they possibly can. Matt now 0.7. Could this help Leclerc? Maybe close up in here on Roscoe.
I wonder if Leclerc pulling to the left is trying to distract Roscoe or just trying to cool his engine down, because he's been tucked up under that racing point for so long. His engine must be screaming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It would be crying with tears of steam out of it right now.
Go in, Radicus in.
Yep. So those two got a second gets
Wave's in a podium position right now, actually.
Yeah, don't know what happened there that it's before. I think it was more just Radicus. But Silk now is trying to get close to Heatwave here. We go again with Leclerc and Roscoe.
Echo's retired. Echo. We would have scored points.
Yeah. Now, not enough to get close to Roscoe here in this one. So, The fact of the matter is, this is right now, is Matt is still holding on to that lead. McLaren doing very nicely to get points here. Silk and Heatwave side by side.
Oh,
there's contact!
Silk was the car behind there.
That was close to being a catastrophe for Silk's championship. My goodness.
Silk need to be more patient there. You have a championship to fight for, and you're getting 10 points right now.
10 and 11, you just you don't really.
He was still behind. That's the thing. Heatwave was still a half a car length ahead, and when you're the car behind at that point making the attack, it's your responsibility for contact not to happen.
And out of all this has brought Dark Ice back into this fight with Silk. It's unbelievable. Dark Ice is nowhere.
I'll tell you what
Leclerc
needs to do right now. He needs to stop using his battery, charge it up to like 70%. Just stop using it whatsoever right now. He's gonna stay on the back of Roscoe even without using battery.
Silk looking for the move around the outside here of Heatwave, but here comes Dark Ice on Silk as well.
Heatwave is out of DRS.
What? Close one you get, but let's watch Leclerc here.
He's gonna have to just lick it. He's gonna have to send it.
What does Silk do? Not enough.
Wow, not enough. It's because Heatwave has more ERS, okay. Yeah, if I were Leclerc, I'm not going anywhere, obviously.
Well,
these mediums are still well within their lifespan right now, so I need to charge my battery. I need to get more battery than Roscoe had. Once Roscoe's light starts flashing, that's when I'll make my attack, and that's when I'll go for that overtake.
And well, here's the thing: Leclerc and Silk battling for the championship, and Silk's ahead of Silk. Leclerc is ahead of Silk right now, and is going to get points on his championship rival. As his championship rival tries to look for Heatwave from around the outside, just can't get it done. Everybody just can't get their moves stick here at the moment. All ending catastrophe. Look at this.
I mean, Heatwave and Silk are lucky to still be in this race right now, especially Silk.
2.1 seconds between first and sixth. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy when you look at the full mini-map right now and you see this pack of cars. I didn't think I'd actually
basically
see
all
it
there.
I didn't think I'd see it tonight.
7th, 8th, and 9th just nowhere. Silk looks not enough.
I didn't think a race with only 9 cars would be this interesting, but I guess I'm getting proven wrong right now.
Well, let me tell you this right now. I think around if Roscoe and Matt could hold on to about lap, well, mainly Matt because Roscoe has 6 seconds. If they could hold on to about lap 28, 29, boy oh boy, Matt could just win this race. As Radicus does the fastest lap of the race on soft, so he can get an extra point. Importantly, for Williams' constructors' fight in that championship. Wow. This now still on here at the moment. Oh, Roscoe gets close to Matt.
You gonna go for it?
That would change. I tell you what, that would change everything if Roscoe could get past Matt. Boy, oh boy, because that would allow Leclerc to be closer to Matt, since Roscoe has a time penalty and Matt does not. Oh.
I mean, these hard tires are going to be dead, but the mediums are going to be dead if they can't get by, so...
Well, I tell you this right now, the mediums will die off a cliff more as Heatwave gets a time penalty. So that makes it interesting now for Silk to maybe get a podium. So that's now a battle for P3. Will be Heatwave and Silk. Wow. Look at this now. Matt still leads.
Oh wow, Roscoe is so close.
Roscoe's so close to making this move. If Roscoe can get this done, maybe try to get away and hope that Matt holds up the pack behind. You never know. But that would be a tough stretch.
You might get it. Matt's derating. Matt's derating Roscoe.
He's got him
inside.
Oh no!
There's contact. Roscoe's around.
Roscoe.
Oh, that's going to help Leclerc's race out so much.
I said it. I said it, didn't I? I said it. There's going to be a storm brewing, and it's just happened. Oh,
I saw
dear.
it happening,
Roscoe
to be
didn't-
honest. Matt was
Yep.
derating, and Roscoe, I don't think he broke late enough. He needed to put a stamp more on that move. And
I
that's
feel like he did need
that's
to do
helped out
that.
Leclerc's
Yeah.
race so much.
It has. And now it's going to be the story of can Matt hold off Leclerc?
I just don't think so. Leclerc,
No.
the reason Leclerc couldn't get past Roscoe is Roscoe had DRS. Matt not going to have any
DRS, yep.
DRS.
Wow.
And plus, Matt
And out
also
of
now has
this-
way less ERS than him.
Now this could allow Silk maybe to get on the podium. My goodness me. It's lap 25 of 31 here in this Grand Prix.
I think Leclerc just needs to keep it patient through these next few corners. Get on the back of him at turn 1. You don't need to go for the move there.
No. He's...
He's so
He'll have it
close. He's
easy.
almost as close as Roscoe was. But he's going to have so much more grip through this section. As you see, Matt's a little wide there. Leclerc hit the apex better. What's the grip like through here? He might be a little too far back, but we'll see. They're both going to... Leclerc went off the battery quite early there. Matt is derating. I wouldn't go for it if I was Leclerc here. He plays it smart. He is saving
it's game on,
battery.
and it's game on for Dark Ice and Silk.
Oh!
And Dark Ice gets it done round the
wow.
outside. Wow. I feel like Silk may have gone for a bit of a heat, may have went deep, and that's just allowed Dark Ice to come through. So, because Silk was close on Heatwave as well. So, my goodness me, 26 of 31 now, and we're closing in on the final laps of this Grand Prix.
Well,
Leclerc,
I wonder if
trying to
Leclerc
get
heard me
to
about
Matt.
battery saving, because he's got about 30% more then. I wonder if he'll hear me when I say he's got 20% more than Matt.
I agree with Carol in the chat. Yeah, it was a move that I don't think he needed to make. I do agree with that, and there's still a long way to go in this Grand Prix, and that's just. I mean, he was only going to be 6th or 7th anyway, Roscoe, but still,
I
he
disagree.
did need to make it.
I feel like he did need to make the move because it did seem like he had more pace than Matt on the same tire. He just needed to be more assertive with it. You needed to. If you're going to make a move at Singapore, you can't be half-hearted. And I'm not going to lie, that move looked very half-hearted.
As we watch this battle up the front.
And the reason I say he needed to make it is because if he did pull out a Matt's DRS, or if he did pull away somewhat, it might have helped out his position.
Now, Matt's slightly getting away here, as we'll watch his Silk not enough for Dark Ice. Matt did very nicely the last half of the last lap, but now Leclerc's sticking with that DRS. This will be an interesting lap here to see what
It is.
going down here
The
at
hards
the
and
moment.
mediums are getting closer to even to each other now.
I think they're even. I think they're even now. I said this before. I said if Matt's still ahead around this time of the race, he may still win this. Because those mediums, I can tell you from experience, when those mediums drop off, they drop off hugely around here. Hugely.
Yeah, I think
As now
Leclerc
Dark
needs
Ice-
to make the move quicker.
Yeah. Dark Ice now close to on Heatwave. Silk, I think, is starting to struggle on those mediums as well. And Dark Ice now seeing if he can just get close enough here to Heatwave, even though Dark Ice has the 6-second time penalty. As Matt now, could he hold on and make it back-to-back wins here in Tier 3? It'd be unbelievable if he could, as we got 4 to go.
Now Leclerc has 30% more of the battery than Matt. This would be the... See, I see what Matt's doing at that turn now. At turn 2, he's taking a really wide entry, and they get such a good exit out the turn, and now Leclerc's just not close enough right now.
No, absolutely it's not. Just not there to get the move done. As now Dark Ice is now back under a second of Heatwave here. And Heatwave is closing up here on Leclerc. Leclerc's close up a little bit more on Matt, but it's just not going to be enough to get this move done here on him in this race.
Well, he might be playing it smarter than I think. He's got 50%. He's got a lot of battery now. He does. He's done well on the battery game compared to Matt. So if he throws a full-on assault at Matt, and he'll see right now, if he's paying attention, if he saw that little blink on the back of Matt's car, that might just give him the encouragement to go for it, because that'll tell him he's only at 10% ERS. A little bit of oversteer there.
Only at 10% here at the moment, and just... I don't like to bring a T1 analogy, but he's doing a hoop to Pironi in Austria. Just holding that DRS, getting it ready to pounce on Matt if he can do
3
that.
laps.
Silk is still sitting there behind Dark Ice and Heatwave. The battle between those three may not be over as of yet. We'll keep an eye on that, but the battle here at the moment is for the lead because these two don't have penalties.
I'll check right now the warning situation. Matt, 2 warnings. Leclerc, 2 warnings since last...
Oh, Dark Ice is around.
Leclerc's been on 2 warnings since lap 4. Oh, Matt is really low on battery now.
Jeez, that's going to be tight for him. For 2, that's just putting the pressure in your mind for Leclerc.
Yeah, look, his battery is flashing.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Okay, so...
Wait, what's happened to Silk?
Has he got... He does.
He has massive damage.
So something's happened between Silk and Dark Eyes. We've missed that. It must have been Silk and Dark Eyes. Unless Silk's gone in a different incident completely.
Leclerc needs to make this move immediately, because Matt is actually starting to pull away in these corners now.
Well, this is big now for the... Wow. That makes me... So, yeah, Silk has no... Both end plates are gone. I don't know. Can't explain what's happened there. I'll be sure to try and see what happened on Silk's later on.
Man, those mediums are so much slower now.
Yep. I said it. Last 3 laps, watch those mediums just die. And that's what's happening.
He's going to have to send it in this first sector. He's gained a little bit of time.
Dark Ice keeps going. So Dark Ice has only lost an end plate, but Silk's got nothing. So they'll allow Dark Ice to get a couple of points back in the championship on Silk. Meanwhile, Leclerc's just not there to go for it here on Matt. And unbelievably, out of nowhere, if Roscoe can get a second on Satara, Roscoe could still get a top 4. I can't believe it.
I'm still super intrigued in this fight for the lead. I still don't know who's going to win. Leclerc's going to launch a full-on assault at Matt on this last lap. He has so much more battery than him.
Well, all we can say on this right now is that we know one thing. Heatwave is on the podium. He's P3, unless something dramatic happens in the last lap. Leclerc tried his absolute hardest to get to Matt here. Would that be Heatwave's
first podium this season?
I'll get back to you on that, but we'll just hear this fight for the lead. What will Sailboard here with Leclerc?
Leclerc just has to drain his battery on this last lap. He's got to be careful not to lose it either. He's lost time there. He's just got to send it.
Final lap here at the Singapore Grand Prix.
He's gaining. He can hold on to it in this next complex of corners. He needs to...
the ERS in his play. Matt only has 18%.
He needs to use it here. He's not. He's waiting for the DRS.
And just for what you're saying, Heatwave has had a podium in Baku.
I think he's got it. I think Leclerc's got it. He's got the ERS to work with. and he's already passed him into the braking zone. Leclerc takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix.
Now all Matt has to do is just maybe try to stay with him and hope for something to go wrong, but Leclerc's pulling away, and Leclerc is going to... This is going to give TES Leclerc the championship lead. Unbelievably.
Wow.
This is going to make him the championship leader now he's in the lead, because Silk is down in P9 and Leclerc is in the lead.
Fastest lap.
No, it's he'll still be the lead.
Wow.
It's 14 points between Leclerc and Silk. Silk leading it. And boy, oh boy, Radicus has gone for a brackish. That's important for the constructors' fight. But Leclerc now...
Wow.
He's gone. I'm surprised. Matt's hearts must be gone. They must be gone. But so must Leclerc's. But he comes to the last part of the track. And it's been an unbelievably topsy-turvy race for Leclerc. He will take the championship lead in Singapore and wins the Grand Prix. Matt, though, a very nice job in P2. Heatwave with a huge crash behind in P3. Roscoe will go down to P5 because Satara with P4. I think that's Satara's best result of the season. As Dark Icel comes up here to P6. Brackish is back ahead of Radicus. I think Radicus is out of fuel?
Yes, he is. He is.
Wow, that's going to help.
This could be crucial.
Up in a P8.
This could be crucial. Is he going to get to the line? Who's going to finish P8? Radicus has
he's going to finish P9. Yeah, and Silk's got 3.
Well. Yep.
Oh, double kill!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh dear. Well,
we saw that happening.
That pretty much sums up that race.
IRL still would have been out of the race. Well, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to give my driver of the day to Leclerc.
I'll give Leclerc the day, and I'll give a shout out to Roscoe there as well, because he did start last. So I'll give a shout out to Roscoe for that one. But there you go. There's the results.
Well, you said it last week. It's either the most boring race you can ever imagine, or it's a pretty exciting race. And
well,
it wasn't boring. It was not boring.
I think those being at the front on has just changed all.
Yeah, it definitely has.
Wow. Well, what can you say after an unbelievable Grand Prix?
Oh, wow.
There's the results.
I mean, what else did we expect Tier 3 to do? We thought they were going to make a boring race? Nah, that's Tier 1's job. Williams does take that extra point for fastest lap.
Okay, thank you. Well, that makes it 17. No, let me get my maths right. 17 points. McLaren now get on Williams in the championship. And with Silk getting that fastest lap, it makes it 6 points that Leclerc leads the championship now. And Matt will be... I will come back to you on that. But there we go.
Only 9-point scores tonight, as I believe Echo retired before the 90% mark.
And we'll invite the top 3 in for one.
Wow. You don't often get a Singapore race that goes down to the last lap when it's not a 5-lapper race, of course.
Exactly.
And I don't think you answered me, but I believe that is also Heatwave's first podium of the season.
Yes, no, it's not. He got a podium in. He got a podium, and can you invite people, please?
Yes. If my Xbox decides to load a little quicker. Luckily, there's only 3 people or 4 people left in the lobby, and it's the podium sitters. So
He got a P3 in Baku, just so you know. As we wait for Matt to join us, there he is. And Finn, you can start it off.
Well, we'll start with Heat Wave. It's your second podium of the season, first one since Baku. First of all, how does it feel to be back on the podium? And I will say, up from the booth, that was a race-long fight. You were battling it out with Silk. It almost ended horribly with Silk. He was still behind you and it clipped your rear, and you two were lucky to both still be in the race at the time. But yeah, that was a race-long battle with Silk and I believe Dark Ice behind as well. So first of all, how does it feel to be back up on the podium? And talk us through that battle.
So yeah, I'm excited to be back on the podium. I've missed it. It's been a long time coming because I know I have the pace, or I feel like I do. And yeah, so the battle, I needed to hold track position. I needed to fight as much as I could. I ended up getting that 3-second time penalty, so that put me under pressure from the cars behind. Because up until then, I was just focusing on Leclerc and Matt, but after I got that 3-second, I needed to focus on the cars behind as well, which threw off my focus. So unfortunately, I couldn't get any higher, but yeah, happy to be here.
Well, congrats on your podium. It's your second one of the season and your first one since Baku. Let's move on to Matt now. So close, so close to taking back-to-back wins, but it's still a P2. I want to know how worn your tires were at the end, and then how was that fight with Leclerc? Well, I was saying I feel like he should have broken a little later. I said after that, I feel like if you're gonna make a move at Singapore, you got to send it, and it kind of looked half-hearted, but it looked like a racing incident. But we'll let the stewards decide that as well. But as of right now, congrats on your second place. It was a first place last week. I'm sure you're not too upset with second. I know you wanted the win, but 2 good races back to back. I mean, you made it interesting. You made it interesting. People getting a little desperate, making an 8-car conga line behind you. I'll send it back over to Mitchie.
Well, Leclerc P1, talk us through that. So much happened in your race. It's like a page. It's
mainly
like
with
2
hard
pages. You have 2 pages you have to go through, but talk us through it all. Wow.
I don't even know where to begin. Qualifying, I guess. It was alright in quali. Managed to get P4 in the mediums, which was obviously the optimal strategy. So you don't really want to touch the softs around here just because of how quickly they die. So I was happy with P4, and then lap 4 came along, and Ardell. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Moving on.
We move.
We move. There we go, Finn. But yeah, I think I went through every single emotion in that race. It was like, I called it before the start of the race to Matt earlier. I was like, I genuinely think we can get a 1-2 here. And then lap 4 happened. It's like, oh, well, there goes that plan. But somehow managed to pull it back, and the safety car came out. So I was thinking, do a box, and then right at the last seconds, I decided, you know what, I was going to go 13 laps on my used set of mediums. I can do 16, 3 under safety car on brand new mediums. So it was a gamble that definitely paid off. And then going on to the last lap, I didn't think I'd get Matt in the end, but he got a poor exit out of 3 and then 4, and I just burnt absolutely everything to get the move done. And thankfully for me, he gave me enough room and didn't try and send him back down the inside, because that would have ended in tears, I'm sure.
Well,
Yeah,
Mitchie,
no
I
doubt.
think one of the rarest things, Leclerc led 1 lap in that race. The last lap.
Well, that is kind of very rare in league racing for that to happen these days. But taking the championship lead as well now, heading to Japan. What are you feeling with Japan next week?
I actually quite like Japan. Now they've got rid of that hideous bump on the final corner.
Yes.
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 I actually do really enjoy it. I enjoy... Well, there's 4 races left, isn't there? I enjoy 3 out of the 4. Mexico can just go in the bin, but...
Disagree. But move on.
Agreed.
We move. I like Japan, I like Kota, and I like Interlagos. Mexico's okay, but it's just a DRS train, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Well, his points at the moment, Leclerc's lead by 6 over Silk. Matt's in the fight as well, 13, and if Senna does return, 27 points for him. So he's still in it. And now Williams ahead by 17 off McLaren. So the Constructors is even a good fight as well. So it's not really over in both championships. But thank you to our top 3 for joining us. We've been on for 92 minutes. Thank God it wasn't heavy wet, because we would have been still racing. We would have still been racing right now.
Would have ran into
stay
Tier
tuned.
4.
Tier 4 in about 20 minutes time. My goodness me. 20 minutes time for Tier 4. Tier 2 tomorrow with Echo and Katra. Tier 1 will be me and Titan. Good luck to FinFan in that one.
I don't need it. I'll be out on the first lap.
And then Tier 5 and Tier 6 on Monday. Tune into those, because if you saw Tier 6 the other week, my goodness me. And don't forget as well, Skep would kill me if I didn't mention this, ACC also on Sundays. I believe Axe will be commentating that, and I may come in
Nürburgring
a couple of times.
Let's go.
Thank you. That will be on Sunday with Axe. Maybe me, I don't know if I'll join him, we'll wait and see. But anyway, stay tuned, Tier 4 coming up in 20 minutes time. God help me, and we'll see you in Japan. Goodbye.